Hey guys, Shaya here and welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm gonna do a flip through of my handmade color journal. And this is my color journal. I made it and I'm so happy how it turned out in the end, even though it's much bigger than my previous one. My previous one was like the size a bit bigger or maybe smaller. I don't remember, I have to check it out actually. But I mainly use it for testing some different brands, like different brands from watercolors, oil pastels, because I do have oil pastels here, some small challenges that I'm doing for myself, like using only 3 colors to make an art, or to try different brands as well. And I love how it turns out in the end, and this is my second one. It's also handmade. For the cover I used my own artwork that I have done, and I made it as a print and then labeled. Everything is sealed by hand. The paper is from Fabriano Gentile, and I just love that paper. I just have to point out that I really do love the paper. Even though it's kind of having this not sparkly white, like white paper, I like it because it's semi-cream, if you like, a bit more off-white, like most of the people say it. And I like how it turns out because it's giving this beautiful view. But also I love to have a white, off-white paper, which is also watercolor, so I can try all of the brands as well. Even though I have tried them on a different separate sheets, I'm thinking that maybe I will try to make a new color journal after this one, because it's finished and I'm so happy that I actually finished it. So yeah. Talking about materials, I will try my best to give links to all of the materials that I have used here in this journal. Also, one thing I want to show you guys that I really do love is this pin, color wheel pin. It's so cute and I love it, and it's one of the very cool small gifts that I have, because I think it's important sometimes to have this. If you're wondering if you're not very good at color theory, I love color theory and I practice it all the time when I'm drawing traditionally. But sometimes you just want to be reassuring yourself, is it the right color to use something? Like if you're having a painting that is mostly a landscape, and which colors they're gonna look beautiful on it, like, because there are different variety. But I'm not going through the color theory now, so you have to check this out as well. And I love it, and it's perfectly fitting here. So let's dig in. So as you can see in the first page, I left this page blank for purpose, because it's just not happening. And also because I made it by hand, you can see here that I was in a rush. This is one of the fabrics that I have used, and I cut it very poorly. But overall I like how in the end it turns out, because it's fitting perfectly. So here is my cover page, Shaya's Watercolor Journal Volume 2. And using some watercolors here as usual, and we start directly in the first page with some color testing from watercolors from Art Creation by Raw Talents, 24 colors in tubes, 12 milliliters. I try almost all of them. All of the colors, I love to have the names of the colors that I'm using. I do like those, to be honest, but I also made them like a separate, this kind of here is different brands. This is from Neva Palette White Nights, but only pastel colors except this one, because this is a different color. and I'm gonna talk about this later on in this video because I have a dedicated page especially for this one. And I have this kind of palette, travel palette, Metallica one, and I squeeze some of the colors in some kind of small pins, but when they dry out, and of course I can react them with waters, I don't like the colors. There is kind of a difference, so I think I have to use them mainly with from the tube. So here is a small color wheel that I did like that, just using the colors, not mixing them together like I did further on. And over here I still have some primary colors that are connecting like that, and some texting over here. And I love how this turns out, and have my impressions over here as a notes. Next is a different brand that I used. It's Reeves. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Maybe I'm butchering the name. Sorry for that. Those are gouache palettes, 12 colors. I really do like the lemon yellow, but it's kind of very transparent, and the medium yellow, in my opinion, is not a medium yellow, but more like Indian yellow. But anyhow, different brands name the colors differently, so let's go and roll with it. I like the emerald green. It's a very beautiful one, but the blue lake, I don't like the color how it turns out. The ultramarine in this particular palette is very beautiful. I really do like it. I don't use those that much, but I'm eager to try them more. Probably one of my bullet journals, we shall see, because I'm using my gouaches mainly for my bullet journals because of many reasons, and maybe I have talked about that in my bullet journal videos. You can check them out. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description. So yeah, I'm trying here a small mix of the three primary colors and how they mix together. I love those kind of mixes because it shows me the different varieties of the colors. I can make a lot more, but I just wanted to make a small amount to see how they react. I like how over here you can see how the colors are kind of cracking, and I do love this effect. It's very beautiful. And over here I have from Paul Rubens 24 color palette. Mix over here the colors. I love those colors. I really do love this palette, even though I don't like the red ochre. It's just way too transparent in my opinion. I didn't add the black over here, so if it's missing, it's on purpose. I left it out. I did a big mix over here between the three primary colors, and over here the small triangle with the three colors, so I can see here the mixes between the blue and the red is a bit more dark. That means the pigment is not so clean, but anyhow, it's just beautiful. I do like it, and I use those a lot. Like, I mix mainly to give us some kind of a confession on my part. I mix some of the colors because I like some of the pigments and the colors from different palettes. That's why I love to have a lot of watercolors in my disposal, so I can use them and to try them out and to see what palette is more suited for the needs that I'm drawing, and how the way I'm drawing and where I'm using in my paintings. So here in this particular transition from primary yellow, lemon yellow to the Prussian gray, because I think I used Prussian gray over here. I'm not sure. No, I think I used sea blue over here, and I love this transition. I just love it. Here the mid-tone, the green is just perfect. And some note over here by myself, myself. And here is my other palette that is not at my home currently. This is from Never Palette White Nights 12 colors set, the travel one. And you can see here in the colors, they're very beautiful colors. And I love how they react. Like you can see here, this mix is more pure. So I like it a lot. And yeah, I love it. I use those a lot. Also over here is the Never Palette or Nesca Palette Palette White Nights Pastel Colors plus 3 non-pastel colors. This was before I have this set. So you can see here that I have the peach, the coral, the rose quartz, lilac, lavender, royal blue, mint, and dune. I forgot to name here the dune one. So here is the dune, and all of those colors are like here. This one was later on added, and there are actually few more colors that I need to add. So in that palette I add May Gray, which is a beautiful green color, more having a bit more yellow, you can see it over here. Golden Ochre, which is also a beautiful one, and Prussian Blue, which I really do like this color, and I left it over here because you're gonna see why I left it, but it's further on. So I have some mixes over here so I can see how they react, and I really do love all of those mixes. They're so beautiful. The thing about the pastel colors of Never Palette is that they have a bit of white in their pigments. So if you're a beginner and you don't use that much watercolors, it's gonna be a bit difficult for you before you master it. And I remember my first time trying those colors was like, okay, what just happened? Because I just dismissed it from my head that they're actually having a white pigment in the color to make it this beautiful pastel color. Some color wheels over here from the different brands: Art Creation, Raw Talents, Tube Colors, Never Palette, Pastel Colors with the previous one. I left one here because of reasons I didn't have it. Reeves Gouache Palette, I don't like how this one turned out. Paul Rubens one, and White Nights color palette that I'm having. And just some small note to myself that I like. Over here I didn't finish this page, so I'm guilty about that. I was planning to finish it, but then I dismissed it because I have done it in my previous color journal. That's why I didn't finish it here. And yeah, over here I have the watercolor Art Creation by Raw Talents 23 by 23 color scheme. This takes some time to see at least, but it was so beautiful and so fun to create this kind of a page, and I love it. And I'm thinking maybe when I do another color journal like this to make even more schematics like that, because it's beautiful to see the different colors from the different brands, how they react with each other, even though I'm making a separate kind of a mixes between them. I just love to have it like this because it's very eye-catching and it's very kind of satisfying to look at it, because I really do like how this one turns out, even though I haven't finished here. This is from Paul Rubens. I remember that because I have the two palettes in front of me when I was doing this. And even though over here I kind of smudged this one, you still can see the colors, and I really do like that one a lot. You can see the different colors, how like this is the emerald green and this is the emerald green from the raw talents, and you can see from different brands different variations of the colors and how they react with each other. So that's one of a very beautiful things. So if you want to combine different brands, different colors, you can having this kind of schematics, you can see it. Sorry, I get excited when I'm starting to talk about that. Okay, so 2 colors study challenge. This is an old one. I don't like how it turns out in the end. Now I can look at it, I see the potential, but still have some kind of an issue, maybe for me, because I'm ultra critical about myself. But I decided to try the blue one and mint pastel colors. So I have a water wash over here through transparency and the mix between the 2 colors. So I can see how they react with each other, and I love this kind of a texture over here. Also, I did this kind of a mid-tone from one color to the other using a different amount, and I just love how they turn out. And I made a skin tone and a highlight. Also, I used some color pencils so I can sketch it, and all of the materials that I actually use here. So, shinier. I'm not saying this because I'm gonna butcher it. Just not happening. Ink pen and a jelly roll, 0 point and pen. So I can have this kind of details over here. And overall, I use flat brush over here. Like I mix the colors. You can see that is not directly blue color from here. I mix it a bit more with the mint color, so I can have this kind of a transition and be more fluid, if I may say. And also here I had some places that I didn't use too much of the color. Overall, it's not a bad one. I think if I draw it now, it can make it much better. But back then, it served the purpose to try my colors. Over here, I do have to point out that I really do like this one, how it turns out. The model that I used, it's a reference photo that I found on Pinterest. I cannot say where, but I can say it's from Pinterest for sure. And I wanted to kind of spice it up a bit. I add some earrings, and I also, you can see I use a gold watercolor. Like I use Van Gogh gold watercolor, and I really do like how it turns out, because I decided to use maybe Prussian blue with royal blue and a bit of mint. So I use the mint color for the highlighters. I use the royal blue and a bit of the blue over here, so I can make it a bit more of a transition to make the shadows. And of course, in the end, I used the Prussian blue and add some details. One of the good things about those watercolors that are having a bit more white into it, I can dip a bit more in to the palette, and I can use it a bit more like a gouache. So I have those small details over here to point the highlights. And in the end, it's the same thing with the gold. I just wanted to have some accents over here and make this beautiful gold spread in the end. I really do like how this one turns out. So continuing, all colors from Sonnet, St. Petersburg Masterclass Gouache, extra fine gouache, 16 colors in tubes. They're this kind of a bottle tubes to be more precise, 20 milliliters. I'm not very good, I think, in my opinion, with gouaches. When I have started this sketchbook, because I just it was totally new medium for me, and using it to know that I can use water like I use for my watercolors was a bit different, because I have to kind of relearn some stuff, how to use it, how much to apply, how much to leave, because when I was in art school I didn't use too much gouache, to say at least. I mainly use watercolors and oil colors, oil paints, not oil colors. Why I'm saying those kind of stuff? But yeah. So over here I have some mixes over like that. I didn't do a brutal mix schematics, which I now consider as a mistake from my part, because I think it will look much better so I can have this big variety of colors. But I love the red color, it's just so beautiful red, and the ultramarine is just perfect. And the yellow, they're very opaque. Even here the white, I just have to add it like that. And I think I have to make a bit more detailed study of the colors, like to make a big schematics like this one with all of my colors from St. Petersburg Masterclass, extra fine gouaches, from again maybe from raw Italians, and from the other brands that I'm using, because I think I can see the different colors, how they react, and will be so eye-catching, at least for me. Also over here I have another one. This is when I start I just found out when this happened that one of the art shops here in my city are actually selling Ecoline Raw Diamonds brush pens watercolors. And I was so happy because I always wanted to have a set of them, and I started to buy one by one. So the first colors that I bought for myself are those four, and they're like blue violet, blue violet, ultramarine deep, which is a very beautiful color, deep green, and light yellow. So I have the separate mixes over here. I have the colors from the pen from here, and then I just add water. I just wanted to see how they react, to make sure if I can use them and how I can use them in my paintings and my drawings in general and my studies, because they're beautiful and they're mixing very beautiful, to say at least. And over here I did kind of a square of those colors, and I just love how this look, because I have used from Raw Talents Ecoline liquid watercolors, and I love those colors, and I have used them on several occasions. Like I have used them from my commissions, I have used them for my personal artwork, and the colors are just so vibrant and so beautiful, and you can see here that they're still vibrant and beautiful. Over here that mix didn't work so well, but still it was a try. Later on you can see further in this sketchbook that I did more study how to combine those. So this is my first try, not a beautiful try to say at least, but it's still a try, and I do like them. Like for example, this pigment is so intense, it's just colliding and overshadowing the yellow over here. But here I bought myself more, and I just wanted to see how they look, like separately like this, and then using the colors with water, and I love them. Look just how beautiful they are. It's so vibrant, and I love vibrant colors a lot. If you follow me so far, and you know that I love neon colors, so I draw digitally with neon colors, I draw traditionally with neon colors, and I just love adding colors to my paintings and my drawings. Doesn't matter if it's a watercolor or oil painting or acrylic painting or something like that, I just love to add colors to it. So over here I have some notes for myself, and I just have the different colors, and when I started writing this, the light yellow, I decided it's gonna look much better over here, but I didn't want to erase that, so I just switched to here. And over here I have the color wheel, and I did it smartly this time. So I made the wheel, And I add the color, the light yellow here, the carmine one over here. You can see how intense it is, and ultramarine deep over here. So I add water to all of it after I lay down the colors, and you can see how beautiful they mix together, and it's just so eye-catching. And I love these mixes as well because I didn't want to write down all of the names because, let's face it, my handwriting is very like that long, and I just add the numbers of the pencils, the markers, not the pencils. And I love how they look because I have a different variety and I can see how they mix with each other and how I can use them in paintings if I want to. So yeah, and over here I have a deep study in this palette. Before I have 3 more colors to it. And over here we have light yellow, which is actually over here standing, this yellow, light yellow, peach, coral, rose quartz, pink peony, lilac, lavender, royal blue, mint, dune. And I wanted to do a very big, deep study of those colors and how they react with each other and how I can use them further on. So over here, this is a bit more tedious. If you're not very patient, you have to be patient to have this kind of results. In the end, because I have the main color over here, and I use all of the colors that are pastel colors, see at least, and mix them with the peach, mix them with the coral, so I can see the different variety of colors with this palette. I maybe try use the normal 12 colors so I can see how the normal 12 colors are reacting with the pastel colors. So that will be very interesting study and to show this beautiful kind of a look because I really do like it. Like for example, this colors over here, I can use those for skin tones. I can use also this here for skin tones. Some of this here also for skin tones. It depends, and I really do like it how they react with each other. And honestly, I love the purple blue colors. Like I said, if you follow me, you know that already, but still I love it, and I love those colors how they turn out. But here, this is just eye-catching, and I love it. Here I did a small study. Here is a color challenge of 2 colors, watercolor palettes, pastel colors over here, and color challenge of 3 colors of Himi Mia gouache. I haven't shown here the Himi Mia, but first of all, when I received it, it was a gift from one of my friends, and this is a big shout out for him. Thank you so much. But you can see later on that I actually did some kind of a schematics because I didn't do it, and I was like, why I don't have that in my color journal, because I use those colors a lot. So yeah, over here I wanted to see how this will turn out, so I use an apple as an example because it's very good trying because it turns out perfectly. I think this one is a bit more how to say it, muted, but also you can see the color because I have the raw mint in some places, but I also have the raw dune, so I have this mixes between, and it turns out great. Over here I have the peach and the pink pony. I don't like how this one turns out, but in the end it was a very good study to see the shadows over here. I have the core shadow over here. Here my core shadow is not so visible, which I think it's a mistake from my part. But over here I have more distinguished light source that is coming from that part, so you can see much better. And here I have the coral and the lac, and this one it turns much better in my opinion. So over here I have the color challenge of 3, but the third color is actually a base color. So I have a base beneath the sketch, and my color is this kind of a red color, and I add colors on top of it. So I use the light yellow and green, and it turns out pretty good. I have my core shadow much more visible, and it's much better than here. Here is more like muted, not so visible, but here is more distinction. I really do like how this one turned out. This one, it's not bad as well. I also have, you can see beneath, I purposely left this so it can be visible, that I'm having this kind of a mix for the base. But I like the ultramarine and the red, the orange apple, how it turns out, because I have the mix between them, and my core shadow over here is not that bad. And over here I have the light red and the green, and my base was orange, which turns out kind of great. It's not perfect in my opinion, because I can see that I have actually rushed this one. I spent more time doing this one rather than this one for sure, but I really do like this variety because I have this challenge over here and I have this challenge over here, so I can see how I can work with those colors further on for my future paintings. And over here is the Himi Mia gouache layout like that, and I consider myself still new to it, but I love it because when it's finished, when it's drying out, I can add colors, pencils on top of it, and I really do love that. And I have some kind of a small color schematics over here, kind of a legend to see on the different colors how they react, and you can see it's a very beautiful, and it can make very bright and very beautiful details afterwards. So yeah, that was a fun exercise. Here I did mushroom study colors and shapes. So I have the colors that I have used here and different mushrooms. Some of them I decided to go deeply blue because why not? And that was a fun exercise because I mixed different colors and it looks interesting. I definitely want to do more studies like that and to go deeper and deeper into mushrooms because I really do love mushrooms and they are so beautiful and unique, and their shapes are different, and they're not one mushroom that is the same as the other. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do more studies of them and probably use more, maybe gouache next time, we shall see, I'm not sure. But yeah, over here are my ribbons. I forgot to show them, but anyhow. So here I bought myself a oil pastels, fluorescent colors. I love neon colors, like I said, and then did a color wheel over here, and I mix them together so I can see how they react. They're very soft. That's why I have this over here, and I did this. This is not a beautiful one per se, but maybe if I have other pastel colors like that, which are also soft. So this is one of the things I want to pursue, is to buy a new set of pastel colors so I can try and mix them together to make some studies, because I don't use that much pastel colors, like oil pastels per se, not pastel colors, oil pastels. Because I think better to use oil paint, but using pastel colors like that and oil pastels, it's very beautiful when you're having this kind of colors, because they are beautiful to have some kind of accents, and I love to do that in my artwork. So yeah. over here, I have to give a big shout out to my friend Walden because he sent me this Ecoline pastel colored brush pen from Raw Diamonds. And I love them, I just love them. They're so cute, to say at least. They're more transparent than I thought, but overall I think for some light sketching and some light artwork that I'm doing with watercolors, they will fit perfectly. I have used them as a highlighter. One of the other things that this set have is a blender, which I think is very beautiful and very useful when you're trying to do multiple things and you want to blend the colors more smoothly. It's perfect. The color wheel over here didn't turn out the way I wanted, but over here these colors are so pale. But I think if I combining them with the other ones from Raw Talons, where are you? With this one, they will look much better. So I'm thinking to make a separate spread like that on a different page, maybe for my new color journal when I made it, because it does take me some time to make one. And yeah. And also big shout out for my friend Daria. She was visiting me last year and she is from Ukraine. She bought me a very beautiful watercolors from Rosa watercolors, 24 colors, and I love them. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the browns like yellow ochre, English red, rose sienna, burnt sienna. Overall, they are beautiful, but they are not my type of paint. I use them when I need to make a skin color or using for different stuff that I'm drawing. But overall, honestly, I love those colors. Over here, the yellow, the teal here, this is just beautiful. I really do love how they react. And over here, I didn't have this kind of a purple over here because I mixed directly the three primary colors. Like I have the yellow, the lemon yellow, I have the blue light, and I have the red light over here, or red deep. I think it's a red light because I didn't write it down. And when I mix them, they're a bit more smudged, the colors between them. So I like this kind of a variation over here, but this variation between the red and the blue, when you have to have a very beautiful deep purple like that, didn't happen. But yeah, I'm using those, and I actually use these colors over here to draw Liara from Mass Effect. If you don't know that, I'm a very big fan of Mass Effect, and I love drawing some of my favorite characters from there. So yeah, I did a small study of Liara using only those colors, and like usual, I use mainly deep colors and the blue colors because I love those colors. And the violet deep I made here with a bit more water, but here I specifically try to have it much more deeper, so you can see it's almost black, which I do like a lot. So this is a beautiful color, very beautiful, and it's a clean color. So yeah, over here you can see I used ink pen, those colors, some graphite so I can make the sketch, and yeah, this is it. This is my study of it. Over here, big shout out to my soul sister. I was visiting her last year in October, and she had a very beautiful watercolor markers, and I like them, and she was like, okay, I'm giving it to you because you're gonna use it much more. And I was like, really? Oh, thank you so much. So I have another set, two sets actually, this one and this one. This is more pastel colors and this is more basic colors. And there are like 6 colors, but I really do like there are two-headed. Like one is with a brush pen, and the other half is with a nib. So here are the basic colors, and here all of the colors that I try to see how they look when I add water to it. I don't like the purple over here. I really don't like it, honestly, but I like the blue one. It's more vibrant, more deep in it. I love those colors. And here I use only the primary colors so I can see how they react with each other, not in this kind of way. So I use only 3 colors over here, and over here I have the pastel colors. This color is so fun and so cute, and pink. Interesting way to say pink, but yeah, maybe I was sleeping. Anyhow, at least I read it here properly and right. Anyhow, so here I use only the 3 primary colors in this kind of a set, and I love the reaction between them. And over here you can see the beautiful green that is it's having. It's just much better than here, which actually surprised me. And over here I mix all of the colors, and I like this kind of mix over here, and those colors over here, they're very beautiful. And I use them a lot actually. Every now and then I'm using a different kind of sketching and trying something different, and I do love them. They're not very how to say it, they're not like from Ecoline for sure, but they're very good in general. So over here I have some studies of some doors. I found those references from Pinterest, and I love this one. This one I kinda draw it like it's falling on this side, but even though it's looking good, I like how it turns out. I didn't have a color schematic over here because I don't think it was needed, but basically I used those colors for sure, and some of the others from Raw Talents for sure, and from Art Creation. Yeah, definitely I used Art Creation because they have one beautiful blue color. I'm gonna show you what I mean. That color. I use that color towel. So yeah. Over here I have a new 3-color challenge. I'm gonna talk about this a bit more further, but this is a 3-color challenge because I bought myself 3 new colors from Leva Palettes, 2 pastel colors, Marengo, maybe I'm butchering the name, so sorry. The other one is Mocha, and this one, Neon Pink. I love that color. Just look how bright and so opaque it is. And over here I did some kind of I did some mixes so I can see the transition, and I love this kind of transition because I transferred that kind of transition over here so to make the face, the colors, and to make it more human-like. Even though it's with limited colors, I do that on purpose to see how I can manage those colors, considering that those mocha and the gray one, I'm just gonna say the gray one, are having white in them. I wanted to see how I can deal with it and what I can do with it. So here are some of the mixes, and I love those mixes between the neon pink and the gray one. Just look how beautiful purples I'm having here. And this is actually a fan art from Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. I'm a new fan of Doctor Who, so yeah. and I love that character a lot. And I wanted to draw her in my style, and I wanted to do that kind of a study. So I used those colors, and honestly I was kind of nervous when trying that, and I wanted not to, mess this up, and I didn't want to uh, make it not that good. So I will not gonna like it, but I do like how this one turns out in the end. So I like how she turned out. Even though she doesn't have pink in her hair, I just wanted to add it like uh, something to be fun. And also you can see here the purples are from here, so I have this kind of a mix over here. The hair is a mix in this kind of a mix. Lighter, I have more water over here for the face, for the features as well. And overall, I think it turns out good. It was fast drawing, so there are some uh, places I didn't draw because when I just finished some of the parts, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything more because I'm gonna mess it up, and I don't want it to mess it up. And it turns out good because I used the raw color from the gray meringue. Not sure if I'm saying this correctly, and it just popped out. And in the end, I add some pink so it can make it a bit more vibrant and a bit more eye-catching, if I may say. So yeah, I really do like how this one turned out in the end. Over here, I have to give a big shout out to my friend Lizzie. She sent me as a gift for Christmas metallic acrylic paints set from Magic Fly, 14 colors, and I did a swatch over here, and I do a mix between them over here, the raw mix with the 3 colors, the primary colors, and I love how they turn out. And I don't know if you can see it, but how they are beautiful. They're mixing together. One of the things that I honestly don't like that much is those colors, the brown colors, because look, the gold one, the gold one, it's not so opaque, it's not so opaque, it's more transparent. Maybe I add a bit more water to it, but overall every color here I can use it in a different kind of to incorporate it as a highlight or something interesting in my other paintings. So I'm very excited to add a bit more. If you follow me on social media, specifically on Instagram, if you remember in the beginning of the year, in January, I made one Tally fan art, and I used the blue, I think the blue and one of the greens and one of the whites in the background to make it a bit more popped up, and it looks pretty good. And I'm very happy how they turned out because I just had those and I just wanted to add it to have it in the background, to have this kind of interesting reaction between them, and it turns out very well. So I'm happy, and I'm gonna use those even more. So we are in the final. Over here I cannot glue those pages because I messed this up and I didn't want it to, show what I messed up, because I really messed it up and I just don't like it. And here is the final Never Palette pastel colors scheme, and I love it. And over here, even though the indigo one is not particularly a pastel color, it works perfectly because look how the mixes over here, they're so beautiful with each other, and I love mixing those colors. I have used mainly these colors and these colors together in paintings, so I'm excited to use all of the colors, and I found that we have more at least 2 more colors, so I'm gonna have to have more palettes like this. And over here I wanted to see the reaction between the green and the rainbow. I'm butchering that for sure. Mix between all of the other colors without the Indy one, because I see over here this, and there is not big of a difference. One is more opaque because it's having the white in it, and the other one is just the raw color. So yeah, and I love those transitions as well. They're looking very beautiful, and I definitely have to do a bit more deeper mixes between those colors. So probably in the next one, when I have to finish sewing and everything and find the paper for it, maybe I'm gonna make it a bit smaller this time. If I make it smaller, that means I have to go... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyhow, so yeah, this is it. And over here I have a quote from Tim Burton. Don't worry about how you should draw it, just draw it the way you see it. And this quote definitely fits perfectly with my understanding of how to approach artwork, and I really do like it. So this is it. I finished another sketchbook, and it's a color journal, and I'm very happy with it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I will do my best to add all of the materials in the description below, so you can find them out. If you're interested how I did made my sketchbook like that, I used big sheets of paper like 100 by 70, and then cut it to a size, fold it, glue it, sew it, make the cover, do the prints, and voila, I just had it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like that, consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help me out. And I just have to give a big shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for sticking up with me and enjoying the work I'm doing. Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna leave a link down into the description to my link tree, so you can find me on social media, and I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. Bye! Nope. So here's the bullet, not the bullet. Nope. Blah, blah, blah. Bye. So beautiful.